A crash, impact, darkness, and then a woman who had never seen in her life, saying she was looking down from the ceiling. The case is most widely known through the work of psychologist Kenneth Ring and researcher Sharon Cooper. They documented the account of a woman often referred to as Vicki Umipeg, later also called Vicki Noratuk in retellings. She was described as congenitally blind, born prematurely, her optic nerves severely damaged, no light perception, no visual memory, no concept of sight as most people understand it. Even her dreams, she said, contained no images, only sound, touch, presence. Then came the incident described as taking place in 1973, a serious car accident. She was badly injured, unconscious, and, by her own account, that's when something changed. She said she became aware of herself above her body, not metaphorically, positionally, near the ceiling, looking down. And what she described wasn't vague. It wasn't symbolic. It was structured. She spoke about people moving quickly around her body, medical staff working, the positioning of individuals in the room, the sense of urgency. In later retellings of her account, she described recognizing that the body below was hers, but also feeling detached from it. One of the most striking elements in her description was not just seeing, but the way she described space and perspective. She spoke about viewing the room from above, about the arrangement of people, about depth, distance, movement, concepts she had never experienced through vision before, and then the experience shifted. She described moving through a dark space or tunnel-like passage before emerging into what she interpreted as a different environment entirely. A place she described in terms that, for her, had no prior reference point. She spoke about encountering light, not just brightness, but something she described as presence. She spoke about perceiving figures. Some accounts say she described them as beings or presences, others as people she somehow recognized without having ever seen them before. She also described something else. For the first time in her existence, she said she understood what it meant to have a body. She described looking at hands, at form, at structure, trying to make sense of something entirely new. Ring and Cooper didn't present her case in isolation. They studied 31 blind individuals, including both those blind from birth and those who lost sight later in life. They were asking a specific question. If someone has never had a visual input, can their near-death experience contain visual structure? Their findings didn't claim final answers, but they noted something difficult to ignore. Some blind participants, including Vicki, describe experiences that were not just emotional, not just sensory, but spatially and visually organized. Over time, the case has been interpreted in different ways. Some see it as one of the strongest accounts suggesting perception beyond the physical senses. Others suggest the brain, under extreme conditions, may construct internal models of space, translated into something that feels like vision. And some remain somewhere in between. Because the case doesn't rest on a single sentence, it rests on a pattern. A woman with no visual history, describing position, movement, form, and perspective, all during a state where her body lay unconscious. The accident was real, the injury was real, the research was documented. What remains less settled is the experience itself. Because this isn't just a story about seeing, it's a story about someone encountering a sense they'd never known and trying to describe it using language that was never built for them. A ceiling, a body below, people moving in urgency, light where there'd never been light, and a question that still doesn't sit easily. If someone has never seen the world, what exactly did she experience when she said that? For a moment, She did.